As I was formulating the idea for this Old Spanish Trail adventure, I wanted to highlight the youth that we have working through the ACE program. And one of the things I really wanted to do was give these youth interns, these ACE interns, an opportunity to step back in time.
Really kind of ballooned into a bigger project than I thought it was going to be.
One of the goals was to have them do it in various different ways.
I love mountain biking, I love rock climbing, I love enjoying the scenery around me, but it's that much more spectacular when you can connect history to these landscapes also and connect with the people that came before we were here.
The Old Spanish Trail was a commerce trail. I mean, it was a trail to bring goods from Santa Fe, New Mexico to Los Angeles.
The Old Spanish Trail is this route, it's a corridor that went through the landscape 200 years ago. So we're not sure exactly where they went. We know generally where they were and the routes they took.
And the Old Spanish Trail and all of our historic trails are an opportunity for us to relive history and to see what our ancestors and those that have gone before us have done.
Occasionally we will see trail traces and ruts and evidence of the Old Spanish Trail, but usually it was, this is the area where this took place and we're doing other activities. We're riding our bikes, we're doing geocaches, we're riding horses on other developed trails.
You learn to like people whether or not you want to or not. There really wasn't any tension between the group. There wasn't any, I don't know, I feel like it was a great way to just bring a group of people together and just have a lot of fun.
For me, I found out that I love connecting people with the landscape around them and the public lands that we have in Utah. That was really rewarding for me to share with other people what I really love and connect with history and the landscapes of Utah.
I'm Hannah, and I'm a paleontology permitting intern through the American Conservation Experience. So I came into this trip on day 3. I arrived in the evening and then spent day 4 and 5 with the Old Spanish Trail adventure crew. And that was pretty exciting for me because I had the opportunity to read about what they were doing, to read the Tumblr blog, and to see the pictures that were posted to Facebook and to Twitter, and really get excited about the Old Spanish Trail. And it actually forced me to do more research before I joined it, which was pretty awesome.
Definitely not a one-man show. It was a team effort to get all of this done.
Gordo did a tremendous job. Give me that face. Gordo did an awesome job. You know, he planned this thing from the get-go, and he packed our days full of activities. And I told him, I'm like, you got to allow time for travel. You got to allow time to talk to these Old Spanish Trail Association members or our, experts in the field. I can't express how impressed I was with all of the interns that came along the way and, made our social media posts interesting. They stepped up and they gave ideas on how can we make this interesting for the public.
So one fun thing about this trip was that we were getting live feedback from people on social media, and they were saying, hey, with their friends, we should do this trip. And so that was kind of fun to be able to inspire people on social media.
You could just see real time the people enjoying our trip.
This sort of thing is unprecedented, at least for the BLM. We took out our phones and our cameras, and we just told our story throughout the trip. 5 days of fun and exploration out in the field. I was a little surprised going out on the trail. We had intended to, live tweet and post, so obviously we needed, data coverage in most of the areas, and I thought it was going to be completely sporadic. But I was surprised, we're driving through the San Rafael Swell for miles and miles, and and we had coverage for the most part. See, there's opportunities. You go out on these National Historic Trails, you can still stay connected if you want to, but it's an opportunity to set your phones down and connect with the land. This trip was important for me because, you know, my generation tends to get a lot of their news and communication online, on social media. And to be able to communicate with our audience and, you know, and spread the word of what's available for them, you know, on BLM lands, you know, how beautiful southern Utah is, what they can do if they just hop in their car and drive a few hours. You know, this is all available to them. And, you know, you don't always get to communicate that through a press release. And so, you know, to be out there taking pictures and posting, having fun while we were doing it, you know, inspiring others, that's a unique opportunity for me.
It was really eye-opening to go out onto these public lands and see firsthand what's out there. Historic inscriptions, old glass bottles, all these really neat things that I didn't really know existed out there and that I hadn't seen before. And to explore and find those was something really special for me that I would like to see more people do. But it's important to practice leave no trace and leave those artifacts for other people to enjoy.
I found a glass bottle. That was pretty exciting. It was really pretty and green. And it's from the 1920s. So I'm a paleontology intern, but I felt like I was doing some archaeology with that.
For me, it was important to actually get out onto the trail and understand what it is that the BLM is administrating and get intimate with the history and the culture of these trails and what we have on the land.
And for me, the thrill of being able to do this through the Bureau of Land Management and explore our public lands and our National Historic Trails was truly an incredible experience, very eye-opening. I learned a lot historically. I learned a lot about myself as a person working in the field. And I learned a lot about my colleagues, who are all incredible individuals. And that was a huge highlight for me of the entire experience.
It was great. This group went out and they froze. They got cold.
For this particular project, we had a lot of support from management in Utah as well as our Washington office. You know, the BLM basically gave our office reins to social media.
This project wouldn't have been able to be done if it wasn't for the support of many people. The Old Spanish Trail Association and the various people that took of their own time and talents to come share their experiences and history, the archaeologists and historians that were able to bring history to life, the support of management and recreation planners within the BLM and the Forest Service who came out and shared their passion and their energy for the Old Spanish Trail and public lands.
So it's been really good to work for the American Conservation Experience in the Utah State Office and work with managers that let us take ideas that we have and develop them into products that the BLM can use.
Final takeaways.
The purpose of the trip was to inspire other people and get people cognizant of National Historic Trails and historic trails.
They put their own stamp on this project and made it something that was exciting and relevant. And so this gave trails a new life with a new generation, and it's vastly needed.
This was just a unique opportunity to go out and experience these beautiful places and share them.